Okay. I'm still never probably gonna get around to ever writing a script for anything, but if I do, I'll let you guys know. I made an attempt to making a video with this, but yeah, I went on for like hours just talking about random bullshit and every like I couldn't stay on any single topic. Um, so I just try to just stay on a single thing. Also, I was thinking about having background music say "Who Taught You How to Hate" as an instrumental from Disturbed, or there's tons of chiptune or 8-bit things from Disturbed, or music from say the Terminator theme, or Sayonara, or Nebula by Mew, the guy that does creepypasta music and stuff. Right now, I have typed in Undertale. It's me, Chara, in the Google image search. If I can, nope. Can I click the right button? By the way, I still have the busted ass controller that has the analog stick that drifts down. I do like the Undertale story. That being said, I don't think I'd ever really be able to do the genocide path in the game completely. Just because I just don't have the heart for it. And again, I enjoy that there's other people that have done Let's Plays of it in the genocide path because both the neutrals, even seeing the other path, other options, because there's lots of different neutral endings. Then, of course, there's True Pacifist, there's the genocide route, there's reading everything in those, as well as. But yeah, I would also recommend just, I like music and art. I like stories. I'm starting to space out again. But it is cool that there's a lot of fan art of this game. Though eventually I think a lot of people just started getting fucking tired and sick of the game. Everyone's like, you just sort of like zoned out. Yeah, I'm like spacing out. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'll still do the original plan. And, I don't know if it'll affect anything because we've accidentally killed Toriel twice. Because my controller once drift down and also was trying to button mash to get through dialogue. Everyone's like, why'd you start button mash? Because I accidentally wound up, because the controller drifted down, and then it wound up making me flee the fight. Then I had to run back into the fight right away, and then actually push the button because I was so used to just being on the mercy path over and over. It's like, okay. And then, of course, muscle memory from trying to do things. So, yeah. But yeah, it's a fascinating amount of art and lore there is to just one little story. And granted, they've made a few sequel slash prequels of the game. I do like the story and choices aspect of the game. And it's funny, I enjoy games like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. Don't around, I enjoy Undertale as a story too. But like in all the stuff you do in like Grand Theft Auto or playing Halo and all that, yeah, you don't really feel bad. And the tiny bit of genocide path you wind up doing in the game, you actually feel remorseful about characters that don't even look even remotely human. But it is fascinating still the amount of art and hard work people have gone into. Just like, look at this. They built a freaking 3D diorama. Diorama? And like I said, there's interesting stuff you can get from each ending. And again, I watch Let's Plays of other people do it. just because it's very interesting background information for the story. And then, of course, you got this too. You got the thing of the fake pacifist ending, where if you've at any point done a genocide route, if you ever go back through and replay it, to get a true pacifist again, it's implied that after you attain the true pacifist ending, that you just wind up killing everyone anyway. And I'll say this. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, the God of Abraham. I believe Jesus died on the cross. I believe in Yahweh. I believe in the Holy Ghost. I actually had the Holy Ghost since I was 13. I believe everything written in the Bible actually happened. That being said, I don't base my morality off of it. I base my morality off of logic and kindness, even if it is in contradiction with something written in there. I don't think anyone should be punished in this world or the next for who they do or don't believe in. After all, what, you're going to be punished for a difference of opinion? Aren't people supposed to think and try to understand the world? And people say, oh, what does that mean? You think people go to heaven without Jesus? And I'm like, that's up to Jesus. God knows the hearts and minds, right? If the person's really a piece of shit and they're just hateful and evil and all that, then whatever. But if the person actually has a good heart, then leave that up to God. But then it's like, well, Lunar, you're criticizing the idea of hell. Well, here's the way I look at it. Why should I criticize someone for being given a reward if it doesn't affect me at all? But in the same regard, you're like, well, why should you criticize somebody being given punishment? And again, there might be some people that would warrant such things. Yeah, it's probably as far as we've seen now. After all, I'm not really paying attention. Talking. Should write a script so I can be more concise, but since I already rambled for hours, I can at least be a little bit faster than like talking for like 7 hours straight. But yeah, I also don't think there's anything wrong with people being gay. I also don't think there's anything wrong with reading stories from every source. For example, even though I believe in God, I'll read Greek myths and stuff like the Odyssey and stuff like that. Doesn't mean I believe in Greek gods. Heck, my main advice to everybody would just be kind and read everything you can. I don't know, I made 2 videos. I think I put the title Lunatic Angel in. I'll probably put them in the playlist as well as in the description. One is I've got a picture of Brave Fence Musashi. It's me talking about what I would do if I had AI programs to make pictures of video game stuff. The other is, it's kind of a 2.5 hour rambling thing I did like a year or something ago. And again, it's like, I believe in God, but it's more so a criticism of both people in the secular world and in the religious one. It's just, like here, I have an obsession with macabre, but I am probably the kindest person you'll ever meet. I find the idea of hurting anyone horrible and unthinkable. But there's so many people who are so fucking self-righteous, but they believe hell is justified. I'm like, okay, look at stuff like Hellraiser, and then tell me that it's actually any logical reason or any compassionate reason that such a thing as that should exist. Like, there's no reason why anyone should be put through something like that. It's sadistic, it's cruel. There's no reason to torture people. I mean, I've talked about it before. It's not a place to punish demons. It's a place that would create them. And I'm starting to space out again. And like I said, I talked to like a bunch of other different topics, but I need to try to keep it minimal. I was kind of trying to rush myself a little bit, like, oh, okay, because especially at the 9 minute mark, I was like, okay, I want to end it before 10 minutes, but we're past that now. And of course, I talk about like other videos. And like I said, it's interesting that Undertale actually makes you feel remorse for characters that are low graphics and don't even look remotely human. Well, granted, some of them are humanoid, but like there's some of them like it's literally just a frog. Then again, I'm also the kind of person that if I just see a frog on the side of the road, I'm not gonna do anything to hurt it. That being said, if there wasn't food at a local market, I might have to actually, kill an animal to eat it. I don't know. I just. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess the main thing I'm trying to say is people shouldn't do one action over another just because there's some law saying it's right or wrong. They shouldn't do the bad thing because it's harmful to people. And people like have disagreements about like what is sin. Like, oh, it's just disagreeing with a rule in a Bible, or disagreeing with a rule in society, or disobeying God, or something like that. And it's like, even then, who defines that rule? A lot of times, people in the government, or politicians, or priests, people in power can just use that rule however they want, just to have authority. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should drink a damn energy drink or something. I'm just sort of falling asleep. And yeah, I did spend like 7 hours just rambling. And I'm just spacing out again now. I don't know. Main thing I'm just trying to say is that I think it's important for people to just be kind and to try to read everything they can. Try to learn everything you can. Try to spend some time thinking. Talk about your feelings. Take actions based on what you think would make things better. Spend some time in places with no distractions and spend some time thinking. But I don't know. Like I said, I guess the main idea of the Undertale playlist is, trying to highlight the importance of, I don't know, friendship, the power of friendship, like My Little Pony bullshit. Just. And like I said, we're just rambling on, rambling. Like I should have just. Like I really should just write scripts. Just because I just ramble on or just talk about rambling on. I don't know. I guess it's just a mix of one, wanting my own personal life to be better, or wanting the world to be better. Because there really are people, both in a secular and religious mindset, that would really be advocating for genocide in a real world setting. Hell, from their point of view, they would think I deserve to go to hell for not committing genocide. That I'd basically go to heaven and Jesus would be like, well, you failed to kill this one group of people. Well, off to hell you go. And I know that sounds crazy, but there are people that actually feel that way. And even if they aren't really aware of it being exactly verbatim, the way I straight up said it, that's what their ideology is going toward. That's how they feel. Just saying, I mean, hell, as long as somebody isn't hurting anybody else, what's it fucking matter? As long as they're not hurting themselves, not hurting someone else. But of course, everyone's like some very strong differences of opinions a lot of people have. I don't know. I think everyone should be able to have conversations where you can have an open discussion with people that you disagree with, in which both people are polite to each other, but the idea of being violent toward each other is not a possibility. It should never even be an option. Hell, violence in general should just be a last resort, one that you hope that you never ever have to use. But of course, yeah, it's an overly idealistic way of viewing things. But yeah, I believe in God. I think it's important for. I think it would be good for people to believe in Jesus and to read the Bible. But if they don't, then that's their decision. You know, everyone should be able to believe and think what they want. Now, granted, you should at least think about it, and it would be a good idea to read it even if you don't believe in it. But again, everyone's got limited time, and we got a lot of shit going on. Especially, I know from firsthand, back when I was working all that shit ton of overtime, it's just, even though I wasn't even hardly sleeping, there wasn't really much time. I had to find, and even then, there's a lot of people that are just far more busy lives. They got, you know, families, perhaps multiple jobs, school, a lot of real world things to do. They don't really have time to think about a lot of things. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm just really tired. Just want to lay back down and go back to bed. I don't know. But it's just, people should base their decisions off of just kindness and logic. If you're basing your decisions off of doing what you're told, then what if you're told to do something really bad? Well, then you're a bad person for not following orders, right? You know? It kind of boils down to the, oh, do as you're told or you'll be hurt. Do Don't question orders, else that's evil and all that. I'm passing out. Why am I falling asleep? I don't know. Between this picture, I saw this and it sort of, I felt it, resonate with the idea that I had with the papyrus thing. Whether it's Chara, because initially the idea of the story is Chara hated humanity, so that's why Chara withdrew to the mountain, and then just sort of, I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was purposely or accidentally Chara fell down there. I think it was accident, but I think Chara was basically Hikikomori, hermit of the mountains, because Chara felt angry at humanity. And I guess that's kind of the idea of this. The Disturbed song who taught you how to hate. Whether it's, racism or differences in religious beliefs, or just different people feeling different things. I think a lot of people just want to live their lives in peace and have families and be able to have a good, happy life and have the things they want, like good food, a good place to live, some fun things to do. The idea is, heck, you take a lot of kids, you take a bunch of kids of different races and put them in an area. I mean, unless somebody's, told them about the issues of races, usually they won't have any issues with each other. They won't care. It'll be like, okay, you have a different hair color, pretty much. That's how they're going to treat like different skin colors. then initially there's no reason for people to innately hate one another. So whether it's race or religion, it just seems to like, and it does seem that way in media nowadays. That the way everything is, it's like everything's designed to make everyone hate each other. I guess the idea is isolation on people, but the idea is this. Initially in the story, Chara was pissed off of humanity, so Chara withdrew. However, Chara actually lived a happy life with Azrael and the others. It's not like Chara needed everyone in the world to care about Chara. Just the need to be able to have faith in another person, to be able to trust in another person, to feel loved and valued by another person and respected. I guess kind of the idea I was trying to go with as my own little silly little story idea of the way I'm trying to do my Undertale playthrough, at least the first one, before I do the true pacifist. The idea of Toriel actually being not only a beneficial, positive influence, and again, I don't know if Papyrus will still trigger that one story aspect if we don't kill Toriel, but I'm not willing to kill Toriel to, to ensure that one part of the story. But the idea is, the idea that Papyrus would be showing respect and faith and trust and openness toward Frisk, who at that point is potentially starting to basically be possessed by Chara. I guess it was just an idea of, one, just a statement of the importance of having someone care about you. It's someone that you can trust, having someone have faith in you, and having someone that you can have faith in. Because honestly, I'll say this, I'm a bit of a jaded individual, and in general, I've been betrayed, and I've been hurt, and I largely feel like I can't have faith in another person. And I feel as if other people would never have faith in me. That there wouldn't be somebody who respects me or deserves my respect. There wouldn't be another person that would see value in me as a person and actually care about me. Or desire my caring about them. Just saying the importance of feeling accepted. Acceptance, love. Because the idea is initially Chara wound up leaving because Chara felt isolated, alone, that all the humans were hateful and violent. And that's the thing, initially Chara didn't hurt a single person. But Chara was still angry at the humans. When Chara died, Azrael absorbed Chara's soul, carried Chara's body back to the humans, since that's where Chara wanted to go. Now, of course, there's speculation about whether or not Chara knew whether or not his soul would get absorbed, or her soul would get absorbed, or how the humans would react. Humans thought Azrael had killed Chara, even though they didn't care enough about Chara for Chara to even leave in the first place. Attacked Azrael, even though Azrael had basically incredible power at that point. The thing is, Azrael never fought back. Now, of course, in time, with the experiments done by Asgore and Alphys, Flowey was made with the souls of various people, including Azrael. And of course, Chara was also an influence even there, not only on Frisk, but also on Azrael. And the idea being that Azrael only died because Azrael wasn't willing to fight and kill when the humans attacked. That had Azrael, when the humans attacked Azrael, had Azrael used his power to kill all of them, Azrael wouldn't have died. I guess it's kind of the idea we go with, like, say, Chronogorgon or Vash's Stampede from Trigun. Though they did make a remake of it, but I would say primarily focus on the initial story. So, Flowey then has a bit of, one, resentment of how he was made, but also resentment of, you lost your friend, you died, and the idea is this: you were killed for not being violent. So had he actually used his power and his strength and been violent and been willing to kill. And again, there's also times I've been criticized for not being violent. I mean, yeah, if I have to defend myself, but even then, I've never killed anyone. And anytime I have had to, defend myself, it was always a situation where, well, if I don't do this, I'm going to probably die. But thankfully, I've never had to actually kill him. But again, granted, the world's been a fairly safe place. I mean, it's not like I'm in the military or in war or someplace where really I wouldn't have any choice at all. Really should have drank some energy drink or something if I'm going to try to talk. I'm sleeping better. I'm just tired. I don't know. And again, like I said, I made the Lunatic Angel video and rambled a lot in that one, but try not to go forever on this one. But it's like, like I said, it's not a criticism of God or anything. It's just criticism of people. I understand society itself's been evolving, but I don't know, just not happy with it. There's so many people that are just seem so hateful. I don't know. I really should write a script or something. Especially since it's like falling the fuck asleep. But yeah, this picture is basically what I was trying to go with the Pirates thing, which I don't even know if it'll trigger given the way I'm going to be playing the game. So, might not even be possible, who knows. I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, like just sort of like a spacing out. I don't know. Like I said, main point of this is statement where we're going with the game. Let's play, and also just a general criticism of the world. I mean, the idea of finding a hell justifiable for someone to be tortured like that, for someone to be punished in the afterlife for what, even just a difference of opinion, for over small trivial like, oh, you ate a piece of bacon, burn in hell or some shit. Hell, there's people that feel committing actual genocides is justified and correct and the right thing to do. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. On the one hand, it's like part of me's like, oh, I hope I'll say something profound and like, oh, it'll be all. Then again, I spent like 7 hours rambling about tons of random bullshit. And the idea is, oh, I'll re-record and try to just say the main points I was trying to say and not go off topic. I mean, at least it's more concise than what it was before, and I'm leaving out all the extra shit. But then the day, it's like, oh, we're trying to say something profound. It's like about, okay, I'm criticizing, the hypocrisy, a lot of, leaders of countries and politicians and priests and pastors for just being self-serving people that only care about, how much money they have or their own, vanity as far as like, or people valuing the dollar or just violence and all that shit. It's just, I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm basically just a random weeb otaku. Just being depressed about how the world is. And then I'm basically just, hey, listen to the random lonely person saying, please, can I have a hug? It's like, oh yeah, listen. It's like, ah, yeah, he's just some random lonely person who just wants a hug. I don't know. I said, I don't know what the point of all this fucking was. I guess the idea is that it's it's important to be kind. It's important to think things through. It's important to read everything you possibly can. And feeling like there's someone who cares about you, someone who loves you, someone who respects you, someone who accepts you. I guess the best thing I'm trying to say is look at Chara's eyes in the bottom panel of this picture. I should end the video.